Hey guys, so today I wanted to go over some recent Target bin finds. Now, this weekend I went on a trip with Jake Carroll to another major city near us, and this is the stuff I got. Now, in his video he included everything, but this is actually just the stuff I got from the finds. So yeah, I'm just going to get into it, and frankly I did find a lot. This looks to be 12 phones. Yeah, yes, wait. Yeah, 12 phones. Sorry, I'm bad at math. But yeah, I'm just going to get into it. But before I start, I just wanted to say thank you guys so much for 1,500 subscribers. That is honestly awesome. We are really gaining speed on this channel. I keep getting more and more subscribers as time goes on, and rather quickly, honestly. Not too quick, but relatively quickly nonetheless. And I'm very grateful for every single one of you who watches my videos and are subscribed. And if you're new here, be sure to subscribe to get more content like this. So yeah, let's just get straight into it. So starting off with the phones down here that either don't work or have problems. This isn't a phone, but this is a iPod Nano 7th generation. Maybe it's a 6th generation, I don't know. But this iPod works fine. I don't know why I have it down here actually. Yeah, it works fine. The only issue is the battery is very bad. As you can see, it didn't turn on. But this thing is loaded to the brim with music, and it works fine besides the battery. And then, moving on, this is a iPod Classic 7th generation, and this iPod has a few issues. First off, the battery is not good at all. In fact, it's probably going to be dead. Yeah, it has the notorious iPod black spot in the screen, meaning the battery is bloating. Didn't know it could happen on iPod Classics. I thought that was only a Nano thing, but this one does have it, and the hard drive is unfortunately dead. I may consider replacing the hard drive and then selling this because you can get quite a bit of money for these. So I might have to look into that, but for now, it's just dead. Or maybe I could sell these two in a lot and get a fair amount of money for it. If I could, that would be great, but I honestly don't know. And moving on, this is a iPod Touch 5th generation. Now, this iPod works. It's probably going to be dead because the battery on this is also the battery on this thing is very bad. And it has no passcode, but it does have an iCloud account on it, which is really unfortunate because I want another working iPod Touch 5th generation. But maybe I'll try to bypass it. I don't know if there is a bypass for these things, but if there is, I'm going to have to try it. But for now, it sits. Moving on, this is a Samsung Galaxy S3. This is a Virgin Mobile model. This phone does not work at all because it is badly water damaged. I opened it up. There's a bunch of corrosion on the inside, like on the battery. See, yeah, there's like or I'm assuming from this, there's like ink all over the place, and the battery has corrosion on it all over the place. The inside of the phone is corroded. It's pretty badly water damaged. It doesn't work at all. I put a different battery in it, and all it does is vibrate a few times and then does nothing. So it's safe to say this thing is dead. I think I'm going to do a drop test on it for a video, even though it does have a hairline crack already, but I might do that just for fun because this thing is worthless. It's a freaking S3 and it doesn't work. So moving on, this is a Galaxy J7 2015. This one is also on Virgin Mobile, and this phone is Google locked. It's also dead apparently. But you may think, oh, that's not that big of a deal. You can just bypass it. Yeah, well, the bypass for these phones on Android 7.1.1 is the TalkBack bypass. Guess what you can't do on this one because TalkBack is blocked. Can't do that bypass. I have a program on my PC to bypass Samsung phones, which I will get into later in this video. Didn't work because it booted the phone to the YouTube app as it does, but the YouTube app is not updated, so you cannot access it. So I have no idea how I'm going to bypass this thing. I'm probably going to end up trading it to Jake Carroll because he has one in very bad condition and he could use this one to restore it, as this phone is in very nice condition. But that's in the foreseeable future. I don't know if that's going to happen yet. And yeah, this thing is dead. It has a weird like aftermarket Chinese battery in it. Yeah, everything's in Chinese. But it does work. It's Google locked, which really sucks because I wanted another working one of these, but whatever. Moving on to the working phones, this is a Galaxy S3. This is a track phone model, and it works perfect. But you may notice, this is not on stock Samsung OS. That's because earlier today I custom ROMmed it to CyanogenMod Android 7.1 so I could get some usability out of it, as I have a S3 that's already stock, and this one you can custom ROM. As you can see down there, Android 7.1.1. And yeah, this phone works perfectly fine. Note to everyone, when you do ROM TracFone S3s and TracFone Samsungs in general, you have to use Verizon TWRP and Verizon ROMs, because TracFone is based off Verizon, and normally there's not a native TracFone TWRP or anything. So yeah, this phone is working perfectly fine. It's a 16 gigabyte on Straight Talk. And yeah, I like this phone, especially now that it's on a custom ROM. It's relatively quick. It basically brought new life to the phone. But yeah, moving on. This is a Samsung Galaxy A01, and the screen on it is cracked. Now, it was Google locked, but I used that program on my computer to bypass it. Basically, you plug in the phone, and a pop-up comes up, and you hit View, and it boots the phone to the YouTube app, and you can bypass it that way. And then, what I did was I went into the settings, and I used Samsung Smart Switch along with my Samsung Galaxy A20 to transfer my Google account onto the phone. And that's basically all you have to do. It's honestly a pretty easy bypass. And this phone works perfectly fine. I'm just waiting for it to take my face. Yeah, there we go. Yeah, it works perfectly fine. It's a 16 gigabyte on AT&T. I was actually able to unlock it. I'm not on Wi-Fi right now, but maybe I can show you. Yep, device is unlocked, which is great. It's a pretty reasonable phone. It's not that good. It's basically a worse Samsung Galaxy A10e. Yeah, Snapdragon 439, not even a Exynos processor, because in these Samsung budget phones, the Snapdragon, or non-Snapdragon variants, the ones that are Exynos, usually run better, but this one is a, Snapdragon one. Sorry, I keep losing my train of thought. I don't think, no, it's not going to show the battery cycles, but yeah, this phone does work minus the cracked screen, and let me just shut it off to show you. Yeah, it's not that bad. The main cracks are just in this corner and then a few hairlines on the screen. It's nothing too bad. I've wanted one of these phones just to have it, even though they're not that great. But it does run Android 10, which is nice. So, yeah, I'm pretty happy to have it. Moving on, this ZTE, I forgot the name of it. It's like a ZTE Avid something. It's very specific model-wise. This phone is on Consumer Cellular. It also runs Android 10, and it's actually a pretty decent phone. Let me show you the model number, so some of you might be able to tell what it is. Yeah, it's the ZTE Z5-156cc. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna... Yeah, it's not gonna show, like, an actual, name of the phone. It's like the ZTE's Avid 739 or something like that. It's very specific, which is weird. But, oh, I didn't name this folder. But yeah, this phone works perfectly fine, with no issues at all. When I got it, it was set up with someone's stuff, but there was no Google account or anything, so I just ended up resetting it. It's like someone like quickly set it up and then threw it in the bin. But yeah, this phone is actually really reasonable because it has a MediaTek processor, and in budget phones, those are usually much better than Snapdragon processors, I've noticed. And yeah, it has 32 gigabytes of storage, a 720p screen, which actually is really nice color-wise. This phone is actually very similar to a Alcatel phone I found last time I went to Target on my last road trip with Jake. And this phone is basically just a better version of that. So I'm very happy to have this. So now I kind of have both versions of that phone, and it's just really a nice phone. So I'm glad to have it. And then moving on, this is a Samsung Galaxy S5, and it may be deceiving saying that is US Cellular, but no, this is actually just a standard Verizon model of the S5, and it works with no issues. It's on Android 6, it's a 16 gig. When I got it, it did have someone's stuff on it, but I was able to just reset it. And yeah, it works perfectly fine. 16 gigabyte. Android 6, yeah, it's really just a standard S5. It is pretty beaten up. Actually, no, it's not. It's just the back cover is really destroyed. But the body's actually in really good shape. Huh. But yeah, there's nothing wrong with this thing at all. It works perfectly fine. Just your run-of-the-mill S5. But it's nice to have another one because I do have a white model, so now I have the black model. Moving on, this is a iPhone 5S. this phone works perfectly fine. When I got it, it had someone's... No, it was actually reset when I found it. It was on iOS 11. I updated it to 12 because iOS 11 is a slow and glitchy mess. And yeah, it works perfectly fine. It is unlocked to all carriers. I put a Verizon SIM card in it, that's why it shows that. But it's also a 32 gigabyte, which is kind of cool. And there's nothing wrong with this phone. Everything works. The battery seems to hold a charge very well. And it's in really, really good condition. It's essentially mint, which is really nice because I've wanted a nice space gray 5S for a while again because I had one, but it broke. Like, it kind of just stopped working one day. But yeah, this phone works perfectly fine, and I'm very happy to have it. And moving on, this is a Motorola Moto Z Force. Now, I actually have two of these. Both of them are torn apart, have no screens or batteries, because when trying to take them apart, I broke them. But this one actually works perfectly fine. It has missing camera glass. The battery is not great. Like, it's actually pretty poor, but it's a lot better than my old one, actually. Like, it still holds a charge, which is okay. And it has pretty bad burn-in. Let me see if I can get a white screen to show you. Yeah, it just has shading. It's not... Ignore that. It just has shading. It's not like anything specific like artifacting, but it's just shaded more red, which happens on a lot of these Moto Z Droid phones. But yeah, this phone works perfectly fine. It is, of course, the shatterproof model, which is thicker than the Z Droid. I have a Z Droid. I don't have a Z Force, but now I do. And yeah, it's just missing the camera glass, so the camera is pretty foggy. Yeah, it's not looking too hot. But yeah, this thing works perfectly fine. Android 8, Verizon, so it is unlocked. And yeah, there's pretty much no actual big issues with this phone. So I'm very happy to have it. And moving on to the main attraction, I found a Galaxy S10e in the Target bin. Now, I did not expect to find this at all, but the Target I went to, it was a new bin, and it was very packed in that bin. This is also where we found this, the 6S Plus that Jake has. I want to say something else too, but I don't remember. Oh, that's also where we found the iPod. And the J7, actually. Yeah. But yeah, I found a freaking S10e. When I got it, it was Google locked. And all I had to do to bypass it was the same bypass as this, but I did have a big issue with it because it was still on Android 10, so I had to go through every version of updating. I had to update it, try the bypass to see if it worked. If it didn't, I had to update it again. And eventually, after like 3 hours, I got it bypassed, and now it works perfectly fine. Now, there is a few issues with this phone. First off, it is cracked, and you see that little spot down there. I honestly don't know what that is. It's like a burn mark on the OLED, but there's nothing wrong with it otherwise besides the cracks. And yeah, it works perfectly fine, and the only other issue with it is the speaker sounds horrible. Where's the ringtone? We'll just do... Where's the Verizon one? Oh, no, because I put an AT... Yeah, this thing is unlocked. I put an AT&T SIM in it. Just listen. Yeah, the speaker in this thing is very screwed up. It's only the bottom speaker, though, but I don't really care because this is an S10e, and this is the newest phone I have, like, newest Samsung flagship. And this phone is, of course, rocking a Snapdragon 855, 128 gigabytes of storage, 6 gigs of RAM. It's a really nice phone, and I love the side fingerprint scanner. It did have a case when I got it, although I took it off because it was this really just terrible OtterBox commuter. But yeah, this thing works perfectly fine. There was one other thing I was going to show you. Oh yeah, the charge cycles are at only 180. So this thing is basically brand new. It's like someone used it for like a year or something, cracked it, and threw it in the bin. So I am very, very happy to have this phone. It's in really good condition besides the cracked screen. And yeah, I'm still in awe that I found a Galaxy S10e. This is the best find I've literally ever gotten from Target. So I am very, very happy with this. So yeah, if you guys enjoyed this video of my finds, be sure to like and subscribe. Again, if you're new here, be sure to check out my other videos. And if you like them, subscribe. And yeah, I'll see you guys next time.